The situations portrayed in this program are very dangerous. They have been performed by trained professionals in order to replicate worst-case scenarios of real-life hazards. Viewers should not, under any circumstances, attempt to replicate any of the situations presented in the program. Coming up on House Hazards.
Let them eat cake.
A real party crasher.
10W30, my favorite flavor.
A killer recipe. And a bathroom blockage.
I can do way better than that.
That's not to be sniffed at. Home, sweet home. Well, not as sweet as you might think. Your house is really out to get you. There are thousands of hazards hiding in every home, and our team of experts will separate the fiction from the facts so you can avoid domestic meltdown. Scientist Francesca will expose the hidden dangers lurking in every home. Engineer Dan will show you how everyday appliances can turn from labor-saving to life-threatening. And special effects expert Brendan will recreate the worst-case scenario.
All right, looking good. Bring it forward.
First up, the team recreates a disaster that, believe it or not, kills over 1,200 people every year.
Maybe bring it down just a little bit.
Hey! Septic tanks like this one are common in rural areas. Allowing them to get clogged up can create a buildup of toxic gases. And in the right, or should I say wrong circumstances, this thing could turn into a gigantic boom bomb. Ugh. And that's what we're gonna recreate today.
Touchdown, baby.
They don't have time to wait for the dangerous buildup of gases or the blockages that could take years to happen naturally. So, they've got to improvise a bit. Normally, septic tanks are buried underground, but they're building this one above ground so they can easily recreate the conditions that make a septic tank hazardous.
2 men carrying a toilet across the front yard. Totally normal.
So we've got ourselves a working septic system.
Septic systems use gravity to pipe human waste from the toilet inside the home to large holding tanks outside the home. Bacteria then breaks down the waste into toxic liquids and flammable gases, which are then meant to slowly release into the earth below.
How are we gonna make this a hazard?
Well, we can start by loading it up with the hazardous gases that get produced in a septic tank, like methane and hydrogen sulfide. That's a good start.
Aren't they just gonna leak out everywhere, though?
That's actually what happens in a normal septic tank.
Yeah, but if we block any of the escape routes, because having the gases in there isn't a problem, the problem arises when they can't get out. People put things into septic systems all the time they shouldn't. Coffee grinds, kitchen scraps.
Kitchen grease, which
Yeah.
is even worse.
Cat litter,
Cat litter, there
Sanitary
you go.
napkins,
Yeah,
diapers,
so many
watches,
diapers.
cobs of corn.
uncooked hot dogs.
I think we got it. Well, what have we got here?
I bring you poo.
You bring me what?
Poo, manure.
And a tray of hot dogs, green beans, sausages, and diapers?
Yeah. Well, basically, your sausages and your green beans would be kitchen scraps. Your diapers, however, should not end up in your septic tank.
No. This is going to illustrate the human factor of people stuffing things down the toilet or the sink or what carburetor.
Start with a sausage link.
It's literally an explosive combination. Digested food will eventually decompose and release methane. Because the diapers don't break down as easily, they can clog the system, creating the dangerous buildup of gases. But before the hazard team releases the poo bomb, Francesca is about to show you how your dream kitchen can quickly become a nightmare.
I love the kitchen, but it's also one of the most dangerous places in the home. In fact, nearly half of all house fires in North America start on the kitchen stove. Every time you heat up a saucepan of oil, you are taking a big risk. Kitchen grease fires are so dangerous, they contribute to over $750 million in direct property damage every year. And the biggest risk comes when you accidentally drop some water in the hot oil. I've created this lever system. It will allow me to pull a string and release this ice into the hot oil from a safe distance. I also have some beeswax hands that I'm gonna use in place of my own. And most importantly, I brought in some friends. All right, everybody. We've got our canola oil boiling away. You can see the flames underneath. You can even see the smoke from the oil, which means it's above and beyond where it needs to be for us to have a grease fire. All right, guys, we're ready? Dropping the ice in 3, 2, 1, drop! Oh my God! Amazing!
It's okay.
That was incredible. The flames were up to the covering.
The ice drops to the bottom of the pot and instantly turns into steam. That steam displaces the oil out of the pot and into the gas flame. And there's your grease fire. We've seen how explosive canola oil can be, but is it the most explosive oil out there?
I understand what you did with the canola oil. That was sort of cool.
Yeah.
Sort of. I think motor oil is going to be more fun.
Think it's crazy that someone would bring motor oil into the kitchen? Well, there are actual documented cases of this happening, with lethal results.
10W30, my favorite flavor.
Both oils are made up of hydrogen and carbon, but motor oil is a fossil fuel refined for a car engine and often includes other additives, such as detergents. It's a toxic mix not meant for human consumption.
Okay, everybody safe? Okay, on drop. Ready and drop.
Look at that! It's
Look,
still
it's going. Yeah, no, it's going. Look at the wax running off that hand.
Pouring off of the hand. It's still going.
This is great. That was awesome.
If you look at the fires in slow motion, you can clearly see that the canola oil ignited much more violently than the motor oil.
Unlike the canola oil, motor oil contains around 25% additives, which allow it to withstand high pressures and minimize burning when it gets hot. So, Francesca and Brendan have shown just how explosive canola oil can be. But as firefighters will tell you, many people still panic and think that the best way to put out a grease fire is with water.
Oh my God!
All that water displaces the burning oil, spreading the fire.
That is exactly what you do not want to do when a grease fire is happening in your kitchen. That lit up the whole stove in a matter
That
of
was
seconds.
amazing. You can see all the tea towels are on fire. I think pretty much the only thing we can see in that room right now is smoke. I didn't think that was going to be that dangerous, but it is.
Is it possible that this poo is fizzing?
Possible.
I had no idea the force that was in that thing.
Two men carrying a toilet across the front yard. Totally normal.
The House Hazards team of experts has built a septic tank system to demonstrate why neglecting your tank or putting the wrong things in it can have fatal consequences.
A septic system is pretty simple. The sewage comes out of the toilet, into the pipe, and into the septic tank. In there, it starts to decompose from bacteria and enzymes into methane gas and hydrogen sulfide. Now, in a normal situation, these toxic gases wouldn't really be that dangerous unless you decided to stick your head inside the tank. But given the right circumstance, you could have a very explosive situation on your hands.
Dan?
Where did you get your poo, Brendan?
What kind of poo is this?
That's a family secret. Oh, maybe I should have put gloves on before I started.
It's too late now.
Good consistency, babe.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Is it possible that this poo is fizzing?
It's possible.
Yes.
It's making noises. It's pretty much the most disgusting thing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. So let's seal up the lid, pump it full of gas, and see what happens.
All right. Since we don't have a couple weeks to wait for methane to build up in our tank, we're gonna skip that step by pumping methane directly into the tank. All right, Brendan, you good?
Yep.
Here comes the gas.
And this is serious. Of the hundreds of people killed by septic tanks worldwide every year, many deaths are from exposure to the gases alone, which can overcome and asphyxiate a person in seconds.
Warning, poisonous gases do not enter.
Whenever you see it, you're just drawn to it.
A little bit. A little bit.
All right, I think that's enough. I'm shutting off the gas.
Okay. We now have the makings of a gas bomb. I'm gonna feed it an ignition system, an electric match, down through this toilet, through the pipe, into the tank. Then I'm gonna clog the toilet with some diapers.
Now, realistically, we know that flushing a match or a cigarette would never actually make it into the septic tank. But conceivably, somebody could throw in maybe a cigar after they lift the lid of the tank. That's what our electric match is simulating. Ignition source.
Thank you.
Diapers.
Excellent. Let me get this down. Do you want to try flushing the toilet? See if that helps?
How clean is that toilet?
Not clean.
And by not clean, do you mean number 1 or number 2? Ew!
I didn't. All right. You want to run that back to the battery?
Yep.
Ready? All right, in 3, 2, 1.
The electric match instantly ignites the methane, oxidizing it and forcing it to explode outwards. This can happen if there's as little as 4% methane in the air.
That was pretty good.
That was okay.
Oh, come on, it's everywhere.
I can do way better than that.
Really? What are you gonna do?
Just hold on. Stay.
What does he mean he can do better than that?
Oh my God.
What is that? You're saying it's gonna fly through a wall?
Exactly.
The situations portrayed in this program are very dangerous. They have been performed by trained professionals in order to replicate worst-case scenarios of real-life hazards. Viewers should not, under any circumstances, attempt to replicate any of the situations presented in the program. The House Hazards team is recreating everyday hazards that could turn your domestic retreat into a living hell. Even a child's birthday party holds hidden dangers.
Doesn't this party look like so much fun?
Helium is actually an inert gas, so there's no reaction taking place here. It's just less dense than oxygen. So our vocal cords are vibrating in a less dense environment, which creates a higher pitch.
Helium is fun and all, but this cylinder is pressurized and is really dangerous.
But, I mean, it's got a safety on it, so in itself, it's not entirely dangerous.
Well, that's the thing. When you transport it, you actually put on this safety so that there's no way that the top can be cleaved off.
Right.
But if ever it did, you basically got a 50-pound missile that's gonna fire through wherever it's going.
We're at a party, filling up balloons, somebody knocks it over, knocks this part off. You're saying it's gonna fly through a wall?
Exactly. You've got like 100, maybe 200 PSI of pressure in there, and it's gonna shoot it wherever it's pointing.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think this is a hazard that we need to test.
Every year, thousands of people are injured by pressurized canisters that have ruptured, either from falling over or being used improperly.
This helium tank is so incredibly dangerous, I need to build some extra precautions before I can show you how hazardous it is. So I've got a helium guillotine back here that's gonna rip the head off. Then I've got these rails that I welded together, and that's what I'm gonna use to aim it.
The helium tank will be placed at the back of the rail system. At the top is a small explosive device, which can be detonated from the safety of the basement. When ignited, it will send force down, pushing a sharp guillotine, which can cut the head clean off the helium tank, releasing the trapped gases. The tank will follow the rails in a straight line. Otherwise, it could go in any direction and be a potential life-threatening hazard to the crew.
Okay, can we please get out of here?
Just give me 1 second.
To do what?
Hey, it's supposed to be a party.
You're gonna wanna come with us. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. In 3, 2, 1, let them eat cake. Yes! Win!
Why did that sound like it was right above us?
No more cake. It's gone.
Picked it up and shot it straight out.
Right through the window.
How far would you say that is?
It's got to be at least like 30, 40 pounds. It flew 60 feet or something like that.
Oh,
That's a lot of power. That is very dangerous.
I had no idea the force that was in that thing.
At 1,000 frames per second, you can see the tremendous force released through the small rupture. The helium was under such tremendous pressure that all it took was a slight opening and the gas expanded violently. Now, imagine this happening in a room full of kids. Definitely a hazard.
So you can see it went right through the window and then right through the railing.
I think it's fair to say, do not underestimate the power of a helium canister.
Oh my God.
What is that?
That is a giant mortar base.
The team has shown that a septic tank with even a small amount of gas buildup can have explosive results. But special effects expert Brendan wants to show the full impact of a methane explosion.
Really? Like bringing up mortars inside your septic tank?
You know, you guys don't have to hang around. If you guys want to go hang out in the bunker. Babies.
It'll be entertaining.
Entertaining or disturbing? Can I press the button?
Yes, yes, you can. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready on the trigger?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay. System is hot.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, gross.
Even the most everyday domestic appliance can cause a whole lot of trouble in the home. The Humble vacuum cleaner alone is responsible for up to 15,000 injuries every year. Most are due to electrocution. But as scientist Francesca is about to show in this extreme experiment, sometimes the hazard arises from human stupidity.
If you're gonna play with explosives, be careful not to spill them around the house. And if you do not use a vacuum to clean them up.
Think it's crazy that anybody would vacuum up gunpowder? Consider this. There are more than 80 million gun owners in North America, and this is the wrong way to clean up a spill. Gunpowder is a mixture of minerals that burn very easily. With a spinning electrical motor, all the particles inside a vacuum are generating static electricity. One spark is all it takes to ignite the gunpowder. That was a pretty big explosion for a small appliance. But nothing compared to the one special effects expert Brendan has planned. He wants to recreate the full destructive force of a septic tank explosion.
Just gotta wire this together, slap it on the car battery, the poo off the controller.
I know you're doing all the work, but can I press the button?
Yes, you can. Here. All right. Is everybody ready? You ready?
Sir.
Are you ready on the trigger?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay. System is hot. It's up to you.
In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, gross.
A little extra. It was pretty good. What do you think?
Man, that was big.
Imagine you'd been standing right there.
Can we go have a look?
Oh, you guys smell that? Oh, man. This is not okay. God.
Oh, God, man. Oh, it's like a swamp. And the toilet fell in, too.
It's not even funny.
Oh, it's a little ripe over here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cleaning up? Not it.
No, not it! You clean up! This is what we learned today. Properly maintained septic tank is not necessarily hazardous. But with the right combination of circumstances, you can have a very dangerous situation.
For more information about this show, please visit hgtv.ca.